Good morning, everyone. One more customer story for you. So Intercars is, for those not familiar, one of the largest distributors of automotive spare parts and repair supplies here in Europe. They're based in Poland. They serve 10,000 individual customer locations across 16 countries. And they do that with a field sales force of just about 600 people. If you do that math, that's one seller calling on sometimes 100 customer sites a month in person. That's 5 or 6 visits a day. Incredibly mobile frontline workforce. Now, Intercars is a Dynamics 365 customer. They run their business on Dynamics 365 end-to-end. They use a lot of what we've seen today and more. But like James mentioned, their true competitive advantage comes not just from what they can buy out of the box from us. It comes from what they can innovate and build on top of that, from the business processes that are not served by out-of-the-box applications. And I'll give you one very concrete example. Now, Intercars will sell an entire kit of parts to an auto repair customer. It comes, outfitted already, all these drawers filled with wrenches and sockets, but that's a great deal the day that they sell it. But fast forward a year or two down the line, some of these wrenches are missing, some of the sockets are gone, some things are broken. Restocking this asset, completely different proposition. It's difficult. Do you know how they were doing it up until a few months ago? They were sending those field sellers in from their truck with a 200-page book of parts, right? And they would clunk it down on a desk, and they'd flip it open, and they'd find the part, and they'd one by one tick off on a clipboard the individual socket wrench to restock. Incredibly manual process. Non-viable for the field seller who's there for 20 minutes a month on site. Now, of course, transforming that process, building a custom cross-platform mobile application just to restock a drawer, cost prohibitive. We can all imagine what that costs in a classic custom software development sense, right? That's teams of experts and specialists and full-stack developers. We're going to measure that process in months and maybe millions. Not anymore. And I want to show you today Power Apps. Power Apps is a high-productivity business application development platform. That means it makes the technical resources we already have in our organizations work more efficiently. But more than that, it opens up business application development to an entirely new category of employee. Business analysts, people close to their problem, who understand what needs to be done, now have the tools to do it themselves. Now, that's a big claim to make. So today, I want to prove it to you. What we're going to do is build this app for Intercars together from scratch. Now, I realize that building a business application from scratch in front of an audience like this is classically more like asking you to watch paint dry. But I promise this will be more fun because Power Apps is an incredibly visual environment. This does not look anything like your classic software development tool. I've got screens of an application more like I would drop in slides in a presentation. And I can format them. I can bring rich assets to this picture as well. I can upload images, make it look like my company very easily. I can do all of this with skills that are familiar, that I've learned over decades of hundreds of millions of people using Office and Office 365. I can make this app look exactly like what I need it to be. But I'm not just pushing pixels around. Power Apps is connected to data. No business application happens in a vacuum. We all have information and systems all over the place, and Power Apps connects to more than 200 applications and data sources right out of the box. We've taken the science project of integration that typically prohibits a lot of these business applications from ever getting started and made it incredibly easy to pull in with just a few clicks, anything from Adobe to Zendesk and everything in between. But of course, in the case of Intercars, we have something even more powerful. We have the common data service. It's the data platform that comes with Power Apps that just today we've in fact announced a whole wealth of updates for coming right out of the Dynamics 365 platform. In fact, this is now the platform on which all of our Dynamics 365 products that you've seen today are natively built. And that means I can bring into my application here the accounts, the products that we're going to go visit, richly understanding not just the data there, but all of the logic, the relationships, the structure that pull these things together. Now, that means I can do advanced things, but it also makes the simple easy. I can format a list very, very easily, right? And all of my Office skills apply here. I can go make a box bigger. I can make the text larger. But this is not PowerPoint. These are not static text boxes. These are bound to data, bound to everything that I understand about my account under the hood, and I can change that understanding on the fly. You notice as I'm doing that, the application is updating in real time. I'm actually using the application as I'm building it, getting instant feedback about how my changes are affecting my user experience. That's completely unique in this industry. It also means that I can build across applications. I can build action into this thing. Now, this is powerful, and this is fast. We haven't done anything particularly special special yet. I'll be honest, there are other platforms in which I can format a list and put a logo at the top. But in any other platform on the market, that's about all I can do without writing code. Not so in Power Apps. In fact, we're just getting started. See, we're building a platform that has no cliffs, that scales from very simple use cases like what we just did together, all the way up to being the core foundation of our most advanced business applications. And I want to show you a couple more steps along that sophistication journey because they're very important and pretty powerful with what you can do. See, I can add static things to this application. I can go type into a box just like I would do when I'm building a presentation. But you'll notice as I did that, I'm silently updating this Excel-like formula behind the scenes. And in fact, every single property of everything in this application, how it looks, how it works, how it interacts with data, is governed by a language that millions and millions of people already speak and understand. How many people in your organizations write code all day long, are professional software developers? How many people can do spreadsheets? This is an order of magnitude more employees who can be productive here very quickly to do simple things like let's go grab the thing we selected off of the previous screen and pull together some data about an account, in this case maybe the full name, but then also to get more advanced with it. And when you cook with these parts, when you put them together, it means that now without writing code, I can start to do incredibly powerful things in an application. I can pull in multiple data sources. I can completely visually format how this experience is going to look. I can manipulate these things on the fly with my mouse. I can reach not just into this list of products, but I can start to look within the drawers, pull the things out of the line items, right? And I can even express logic over that data very quickly in simple formula language. In this case, I'll filter down a subset of these items. And as I'm doing that, I'm being guided at every step of the way, told how to complete these formulas. Oops. If I can use my autocomplete. There we go. Told how to complete these things and assisted as I learn how to do this, right? And as data goes and evaluates and comes back, I'm able to do even more than just the simple stuff. I'm able to actually visually format how this application is supposed to look and work. Let's pop back over to screen 2 here. Guys backstage, can you help me out? There we go. Thank you. Sorry. Visually format how this thing is supposed to look and work, right? I can go take that table and make it into a multi-column view. I can go make the multiple drawers, and then I can start to turn this thing into what the drawer is supposed to actually look like. Now, in just a few clicks there, I'm able to go button this thing up and show the employee what the drawer is supposed to look like so that they can take action themselves. And I can move that all the way forward to the point of action. It's not just about visually formatting this thing. It's about actually putting together the entire process. As I go and select these things that are missing from the drawer, actually go collect them, and then visually format based on that, right? Every property of every control governable here. I can go put simple conditional logic that I can fill out very easily. I can say, hey, if this item is in that thing I collected, let's go make it red. Just like that, I'm now building a responsive application. Of course, I can even mash up different data sources and build things together very quickly. I'm going to do this last step here, and then we'll see it all working together. So I can pull together just very fast and very powerfully a completely custom business process without writing still a single line of code. I can say, hey, leave your parts manual behind. Walk into this customer location, open a drawer, and say, hey, you're missing, oh, that one, and this one, and that one, and this one, and that one, and this one. Done. Completely transformed business process. There is not another platform on the planet that can change a process this fast. But it's not just about this one screen or this one piece of the process. It's really about the entire picture working together. Let's pop back to that first screen that we built. Now, this view is powerful, but it's actually not that useful. I don't want to give all of my sellers all the accounts in my database. I want to tell somebody exactly where to drive, given their geolocation and their identity. Tell them exactly where to go next. Now, that's a route mapping algorithm. I'm not going to write that in a one-line Excel expression. That's a great opportunity to write professional code as a software developer. Does that mean I have to throw this all out and leave behind all of this goodness that I've just very very quickly developed? Of course not. This is a platform with no cliffs. It means I can have a professional developer solve just that problem, write just the route mapping algorithm, and expose it as a building block here to this low-code developer right in the context of the experience. I can have them come in here and select a particular item, bring in this additional data source that's now custom, basically augment that list of 200 things that come out of the box with custom route mapping algorithms or image processing algorithms or whatever system you already have running. And if we fast forward here to the rest of this business process downstream, I'm going to build this order. I'm going to have a quote for a customer for this restocking order. It'll have a price on it. Now, I would not be an auto parts salesperson if I didn't also want to offer that customer a discount on that order. Now, discounting is hard. That involves processes. It involves approvals. It involves thresholds. Again, does that mean that I'm out of luck here, that I have to go, get into some much more complex process? No, it actually means that I can model this process just like I would write it on a whiteboard using Microsoft Flow, which is the automation and business process component of the platform. I can grab everything I know about the order, everything I know about the user, and richly format that process in real time together as I move and go forward. Now, as I do that, and I put those pieces together, it means that the experience of my employee on the front line is now completely transformed. They're able to walk into a customer knowing exactly where they need to go and how long it will take them to get there. They'll be able to get recommendations about an upsell opportunity as they go in. They'll be able to pop in and select a particular item and tool and refill an order, and they'll be able to go all the way down to this point of promoting a price and promoting a discount, requesting an approval on it, right? But the process doesn't even stop with what one employee on one device does. It cascades to everybody else involved in this business process. The approver in some other complete location, which actually happens to be me in this scenario as well, in moments will get their own notification about this particular request and can take that business process forward on their own. Oh, there it is, 47%. We can pop forward and keep this process moving. Now, this is just one process for one customer in one place, but there are experiences like this across industries, and whether it's Intercars restocking tool drawers, or IPS repairing motors, or 200,000 other organizations that are already building on this platform, the opportunities are endless, and we cannot wait to see what you can do with them as well. Thank you very much.